Minister Helen McEntee.
Thank you, Ken Corlier. Can I begin by saying that I have absolute confidence in the Tánaiste Simon Harris. And I say this not just as a colleague, but someone who first met Simon 20 years ago, long before either of us were elected to politics. I know the kind of person he is. He's someone of compassion. He's someone with a relentless drive to deliver for people right across this country. He's someone who works tirelessly, who listens carefully, and who leads with that compassion. He's a person who acts, who doesn't shy away from difficult issues, and we know there are many challenges in politics, but also he's someone who has never forgotten why he got into public life, to make his and indeed our communities better. This motion of no confidence is not about solutions, it's not about making things better, it's not about compassion or accountability, it is a political stunt. Deputy Tobin announced it more than a week before it could even be debated. Not because he wanted to give families certainty, but because he wanted to create a spectacle. And before the House, and for Deputy's own record, if he checks his own Facebook comments, he himself has said that this upcoming election should be a referendum on Simon Harris. So your objective is very, very clear here. Rather than be distracted by attempts at point scoring, this government is determined to get on with the real work, delivering an inquiry into scoliosis and spina bifida care that will finally give families, and most importantly children, the answers and improvements that they so rightly deserve. And I do want to take this opportunity, along with so many others in this House, to offer my sincerest condolences to Gillian and Stephen, the parents of Harvey Morrison Sherratt. My sincerest condolences on their unimaginable loss. I don't think any of us can really truly imagine what they are going through, but what I can say, and I think it's been said by so many colleagues, is that we are absolutely committed to do better. We must do better for Harvey, for his parents, and for so many other children. We've heard that the Tánaiste Minister for Health have met Harvey's parents, Gillian and Stephen, and other parent advocates on September 29th, and together they have agreed to work in partnership on the structure of that inquiry. And I know, and I've spoken to Minister Carl McNeill and the Tánaiste and others, that they will continue to engage closely with Harvey's parents and indeed with many others on further meetings. There's no one in this chamber, Ken Carla, who has a monopoly on compassion. And it's important to say that, because every one of us, and we've heard it, I think, very eloquently from my colleague, every one of us cares deeply about the work that we do. We've been elected by those who have voted for us and those who haven't in our constituency. And our job is to come in here and to make the lives of those around us better, to improve our communities. And the politics that I see coming out of this particular motion, let's be clear, this is about dividing this chamber. It's about dividing communities, and what's even worse is that this type of politics, it's about dehumanising and personalising these types of issues and political point scoring on something that is so difficult for so many families. It's much harder, or much easier, to create a division, but it's much harder to actually form a consensus and to make things better. And again, that's what we are focused on doing here. The number of children waiting more than a year on spinal surgery, it's dropped. There are more theatre sessions, there are more surgeons, there are more procedures happening than ever before. It's not enough, but it is progress, it is delivery, and we will do much more. In relation to my colleague Simon Harris, he has shown significant leadership. As Taoiseach and now as Tánaiste, we've seen real leadership and delivery, not just at home but abroad. He recognised the state of Palestine within a month of taking office as Taoiseach, showing absolute leadership at home but abroad as well. He apologised to the Stardust families after 42 very long and difficult and painful years of waiting. He continues to defend Ireland's interests globally as Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Defence. As Minister for Health, he established the All-Party Sláinte Care Committee. He led the implementation of this report. He expanded access to medical and GP visit cards for children with disabilities. He introduced state-funded IVF as Minister for Further and Higher Education. He reformed our apprenticeship systems. He worked to establish new technological universities across our country. And as Minister for Justice, he introduced legislation to increase penalties for assaults against emergency workers, again ensuring stronger protections for those who serve our public. And more broadly, this government and those who think this government is done, we've only started. This was the first budget of 5. We cannot remind people enough of that. This was the first of 5. But we are focused on making sure that we provide real opportunities for families in every part of this country. And we started by making sure we increase carers' supports, by increasing supports for people with disabilities, by building more homes than at any point in the past decade, by ensuring we have regional balanced development. And all of this has been done with the support of our Tánaiste, somebody that I and all of us are very proud to work with. Politics is about making a difference. It's about showing up, it's about working together, it's about improving lives, not scoring points, which is what Deputy Tobin is trying to do here. The motion of no confidence was designed to divide, distract and drag the Dáil into theatre at a time when families are looking for solutions. By contrast, Simon Harris's leadership at home and abroad has built consensus and delivered results, and I am proud to say that I have every confidence in our Tánaiste, in this government and in the values that guide us: compassion, delivery and integrity in public life. Thank you, Ken Corley.